The decision to take federal stimulus money is a tricky one for Republican governors. Alaska Governor Sarah Palin writes in an article this weekend, she's saying no thanks to $288 million of stimulus because there are too many strings attached. But Indiana Governor Mitch Daniels is already starting to put federal dollars to use. And Governor Daniels joins us now from Indiana. Governor, are you starting to see some of that federal stimulus money in your state?
Yes, and we're moving as fast as we can. Our approach to this, Chris, is very simple. Jobs, speed, and lasting value. Will it put people to work, and will it do so quickly? Will it leave something behind, not simply be scattered out there for a couple years with no lasting effects? So we've already released our first 3 lists of road projects, for instance, our first 2 lists of clean water projects. We've launched a program to conserve energy in Hoosier households. That'll employ a fair number of people before it's over. And this week I'll announce a program for some of our younger unemployed people. Let me just say it involves healthy outdoor work.
So do you have a sense of how much money Indiana is eligible for, and how much are you going to take all of the money?
It's a little over $4 billion in our case. Now, much of that is very tied up, very directed. The bill Congress passed is not the bill that most people were led to expect early on. In Congress's usual way, it's pretty directive. A huge amount in our case will flow through to education, which is interesting. We're not among those 2/3 of states which have drastically cut education. We've actually been increasing it. So we have a rather different situation here, which is how to deal with a very big surge of education spending for 2 years, followed by a return to levels more like today.
Is there any money, Governor, that you're planning to refuse to take?
Let me say decline. We're still looking very hard. There is one optional part of the program which governors of both parties have expressed some reservations about. It involves changing permanently your unemployment system. In our case, it amounts to accepting, let's say, $100 for each of 2 years in exchange for a promise to spend $120 every year forever. Probably a bad bargain for us. We happen to have an upside-down unemployment system that was losing money. It had high benefits, low premiums. It was losing money when we were at full employment. And so in our case, that bargain is probably not a good one, but we're still looking at it.
Now, I don't have to tell you that some Republican governors, we mentioned Sarah Palin, Mark Sanford of South Carolina, Rick Perry of Texas, some others, Haley Barbour, Mississippi, have talked about refusing to take a lot of this money, and they raise concerns about too many strings attached, or as you say, that you end up getting this money and it commits you to spending more money than you had budgeted in the out years. Are they making a mistake?
It's for them to decide. 50 states are 50 different, facing 50 sets of circumstances, and their concerns are not misplaced. I'll just say that in our case, they sending a check, we'll cash it. We'll do our very best to, first of all, honor the President's intentions, that it be used effectively and quickly, and try to use it to the best lasting, enduring value for Indiana. But I would not be quick to criticize anybody who sees a different set of circumstances where they live and work.
Let's get to the bottom line here. I was checking just before I came on with you, and as I understand it, Indiana has about the national unemployment rate. I think you're 8.2% as opposed to 8.1%. Do you think that this package and the money that you're going to get for these specific programs will stimulate the economy in your state?
I hope a little bit, but I think we ought to all think clearly about this, Chris. Our stimulus plan in Indiana starts with protecting what is now rated as the best business environment, the best place in America for new jobs and investment, along with a few Sunbelt states. And so we have we have a fresh experience with bankruptcy here. A few years ago, when the rest of America was doing well, Indiana was broke. We fixed that. We have a balanced budget and money in the bank, and all debts are paid. We don't want to go back. We were reducing taxes last year while 2/3 of American states have been raising them. And so what's most important long term, sure, we will use these dollars as effectively as we can, try to do what the President has asked, but what's really most fundamental is to keep spending and taxes down, regulations reasonable, litigation reasonable, and make sure we maintain a climate in each of our states and in all of America that is the best anywhere for growth as it struggles to return.
Governor, I want to just say that I think that's what we in television call a plug, but it sounds like you've got a good story to tell, and Governor Daniels, always a pleasure to talk to you, sir.
Well, you caught me, but I'm shameless.
Well, that's what you should be for your state. Thank you. Phoenix Mayor Phil Gordon